I'm Jennifer Ashley.
And I'm Sean Ashley.
We're the Ashley family. Well, we already had 3 children, and we weren't looking to have another one. And all of a sudden, I was pregnant. I was, I believe, 39 years old at the time. And I kind of shrugged it off like it was a virus or it's a bug, this cannot be. And it was. And then we were very excited and blessed. And so everything was going good. Pregnancy was good. I was sick for the most part, but I had good help and support. And then around 20 weeks, when you find out what the gender is, we went to the doctor's office to find out. We were excited to find out if it was going to be another boy or a girl. And then they started doing the pictures on his heart and all his organs, and they kind of just paused and they shut it down real quick. And they of course told us it was a boy, and we were excited. And they said we didn't really get to see his heart. He was covering up with his arms, so I'll need you to go to a specialist. And then they were worried about my age as well, being 39. So we didn't think anything of it. We just said, okay, that was it. And we walked out, and I made an appointment to the specialist. And I just really didn't tell anyone about that. I just was gonna, me and him was gonna go to the specialist, you know, no big deal, look at the heart, everything's good. But I just had a bad feeling. And I thought, this is just weird, because I've had other kids, you know, and they've blocked certain organs, but they've always seen it. So we went to the specialist, and that's when we realized that we got the bad news about his heart.
When we started going to these weekly ultrasounds,
yeah,
where they do a 3D ultrasound, and the doctor, to me, she was negative. Mm-hmm. She said there's a good chance that only half of his heart's going to work, and I would think this doesn't line up with what I saw. Mm-hmm. And we keep asking her, well, what do you think? And she thought the only activity in his heart was because there was a hole between the chambers, so when they would see the left side working, it was because the blood rushing back from the right side. And if it was, to me, it was a creative miracle where God made that muscle continue to work.
It was the longest. With all my other kids, they were really short, 4 hours. I mean, tops. They were, I mean, out, no big deal. Our other 3 children were healthy, you know, got to hold them right when they were delivered and feed them. And his took almost 10 hours. It was the longest I have ever been through. And being 39 and not used to that, that was hard on me too. But finally, at 10 hours, they got him out. And they wanted him to be 9 pounds the whole time, because they knew they were going to have to do heart surgery when he was born, and he was 8'13", so he was almost there. And he was not breathing when he came out.
And the doctors, I could see them, they were ready outside the door. They wanted it to be a good moment for us. But I could see feet moving around outside there waiting for him to come out, because he was safe as long as he was in her womb, because you get your oxygen from your mother. But if you have a heart defect like they thought he had, then when that left side of the heart quits working, that's when you can die. Mm-hmm. They were outside the door, they were ready, they rushed out with him, and within an hour, they came back to get me, and she had to stay there, which wasn't good. And they had me go in where I could see him. Then they rushed him to the NICU.
That was devastating to see him like that. Very hard, even though they told me about it, they showed me what it would be like. As a mother, it was just hard, and I wanted to embrace him and hold him, and of course you can't. And that was the biggest thing for me, not holding him, not feeding him. because with my other 3, I got to with no problem. That was a very hard situation for me.
They had proof. There's nurses that we could bring in that there was medical proof that side of the heart possibly wasn't working or wasn't going to be strong enough to where they could use it. And it continued to grow and get stronger and grow. And then one day they said, well, it's bigger. Something was happening. You could see something was happening. A nurse ended up coming to me when he was more towards coming out of all this. And she said, this is a miracle. Yeah. And I said, well, don't you see miracles? And she said, yes. But she said, not like this. She said, we had so much proof. And her name's Teresa. And she said, we had so much proof. And she said, with I'm losing the word, where they take pictures of his heart. They had medical proof and pictures that it was too small, or it wasn't there at all, or then it was too small, or it wasn't going to work, and then it continued to grow and work. Anyway, she said, we see miracles, to answer my question, but she said a lot of times they're another way, meaning when people go on.
Yeah. I think for me, it was, it was just negative and negative and negative. It was all this medical reports and doctors saying this and that, and it starts to weigh you down. And for me, I thought, I know God's word, and I know that He loves Reuben, and He brought Reuben to us for a reason. So I thought, God, I know you can do this. But then, you get into flesh, and you're like, well, the doctors are saying that. My son's laying here and in like a coma. But then I had to go back. No, I know what God said, and I've seen miracles throughout. And to me, when all of a sudden these things started happening, his heart was getting bigger that side, and then his lungs were clearing up. All these things, positive things were happening that wasn't supposed to happen. That's when it came real to me. And I'm like, this is it. Like, he's straight up doing a miracle with Reuben. And that really hit home to me. I knew right then and there that God is real, and He does miracles every day. Well, I know we ran into someone that saw him through all that in the hospital. And she was like, is this Reuben? And she was shocked because he was running down the halls and just carrying on, and she was shocked. But he's a fireball.
He is your typical toddler.
Yeah.
He has his fits. They said when he was born, keep him calm, because they're always worried about his heart.
Why do we do this? Because he immediately would start screaming and holding his breath. But that's just Reuben.